Bangkok, a city with a bristling carapace of concrete and steel. A kind of tropical Manhattan with 15 million inhabitants. In Thai, its name means the City of Angels. The perfect name for a capital that reaches for the skies. But Bangkok is more than anything else, a place where eras and cultures come together. Modernity sits alongside gilded temples, opulent palaces, and humble abodes. And of course, a vibrancy of life that never sleeps. Bangkok is above all a river, the Chao Phraya. To follow the river is to discover the history and the soul of this city born of the waters. The Chao Phraya River has the often destructive power of the Yellow River, the abundance of the Amazon, and the religious significance of the Ganges. Life proliferated on its shores, out of control, like a sentient, willful organism. It all began on the banks of the river, 70 kilometers upstream, when Thailand was still known as Siam. Its capital, Ayutthaya, nestled in a crook of the river. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the city was one of the most beautiful and most populous in the world, with 1 million citizens, while Paris, for example, had only 600,000. Ayutthaya, classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Center, looks just like an open-air museum. It houses 400 archaeological sites with temples and hundreds of statues of Buddha. The palace of the 8th king of Ayutthaya is testimony to this glorious past. This is where foreign dignitaries would come to apply for commercial rights. This and many other monuments have been recreated at ancient Siam, a theme park south of Bangkok. Its attractions include a green-roofed pavilion dedicated to 500 monks who, after many turns of the karmic wheel, achieved nirvana. The pavilions of Bangkok's royal palace have been rebuilt just as they were at the beginning of the 19th century. Ancient Siam also recreates a time where people lived, traded, and fought on the water, on board often enormous junks. The glory of Ayutthaya was an insult to the pride of its traditional enemy, Burma. In 1767, it was set on fire, burnt to the ground, and destroyed. Its oldest temples, with their unmistakable corncob-shaped turrets called prang, were desecrated and plundered. From the ashes of this chaos came Bangkok. It was a general named Thaksin who built Siam's new capital on the right bank, further downstream. Bangkok was born. Declared mad and then executed, King Thaksin was replaced by another general, Chakri, who became King Rama I, the founder of the dynasty that rules to this day. The river is an artery without which the heart of the city could not beat. Its waters teem with junks, launches, and canoes that make the journey from one bank to the other. And let us not forget the long-tail boat, a kind of craft with a propeller attached to a metal rod which is in its turn attached to a lorry engine. Somchai has been piloting his long-tail boat for 15 years. His passengers are mostly tourists, but also local citizens keen to avoid the traffic jams on the roads. He knows the Chao Phraya and its secrets better than anybody. Before the bow of his boat, the history of Bangkok unfolds, starting with the religious symbols that give legitimacy to political power. This is Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn. When the city established itself on the right bank, its temples were in the traditional Khmer style, recognizable by its cone, corncob, or mountain shapes. The Temple of Dawn is built in this style. It's covered in statues of animals, warriors, bird women, and is decorated with fragments of mirror glass and broken porcelain that were used as ballast on Chinese ships. Its 4 turrets are dedicated to the wind god on horseback. The central prang is 82 meters high. Somchai just has to cross the river to follow the path of the development that took place when the city was founded. The left bank was easier to defend, and the decision was made to extend the capital there. The Ratana Kosin district became the official seat of power. A giant swing was erected in accordance with Hindu custom. The idea was to launch oneself through the air to earn favor and grab with one's teeth a bag of coins that was attached to a pillar. Some were accidentally thrown to their deaths, and the practice was discontinued. The pillars are carved from 30-meter-high trunks of teak. As the craft reaches the shore, a fabulous group of buildings comes into view. This is the Royal Palace, as proudly majestic as Versailles or Schönbrunn. The monument, which is no longer used as a royal residence, occupies 29 hectares of riverbank. The sacred location is guarded by fearsome deities. It's a vividly colorful royal pantheon, with a multitude of buildings, pavilions, and stupas, and bell-shaped cupolas housing relics. During the latter part of the 19th century, Siam opened up to the west. On newer buildings, such as the throne room, Siamese designs adorn European-inspired architecture. Religion was one of the pillars of political power, and its legitimacy must be visible. Within the walls of the palace lies this sacrosanct emerald Buddha. 3 times a year, the king comes here to dress it in clothes sewn with gold and precious stones. As the river dictated its laws, the royal palace was built in the immediate vicinity of the river mouth. In the 17th century, efforts began to fortify it, as the estuary offered easy access to ships from France, Holland, and England. Forts were constructed to repel these enemies. The military presence endured. So that the king and his court could enjoy the fresh air, a second royal palace was erected near Old Ayutthaya, a summer palace featuring a blend of European, Thai, and Chinese architectural influences. At the end of a bridge lined with Greco-Roman statues are many buildings. A royal residence, pavilions, Buddhist temples, and even a watchtower in the shape of a lighthouse. One of the finest buildings is this Chinese pavilion. In order to consolidate the royal palace's religious significance, a great temple was added in 1788. Wat Po is one of the city's most popular temples. It contains a statue of Buddha on his deathbed, at the moment when, having completed his cycle of reincarnations, he reached nirvana. The statue is huge, 46 meters long and 15 meters tall. The statue's feet are extraordinary. They are inlaid with mother of pearl and decorated with images of Buddha's 108 avatars, the entirety of his pre-illumination incarnations. Near the royal palace, by the river, are the buildings from whence power is wielded, such as the main ministries, notably the Defense Ministry. A stone's throw away from these imposing and austere facades are some of the town's popular tourist attractions. The Khao San Road, in particular, has been made famous by generations of hippies and backpackers. Bustling by day and by night, it's lined with cheap hotels and guest houses, stalls offering fake diplomas, and massage parlors. Nearby, devotees flock to the amulet market. Some of the amulets are very old. Others have been blessed by a prominent monk. Some of the rarest examples can be worth several tens of thousands of euros. Religion plays a vital role in Thai life. The long-tail boat pilots, like a great many of their fellow countrymen, wear amulets around their necks to ward off evil. The Bangkok skyline is dotted with varnished roofs, golden points reaching for the sky. These are temples, and there are over 400 of them. The temple that stands out most is Wat Saket, also known as the Golden Mount. A gigantic cupola houses a relic of Buddha from Sri Lanka, which dominates this ancient royal funeral site. You have to climb 344 steps to reach the temple. Statues of animals and child monks adorn the stairway. Wat Saket bears the mark of death. From its earliest days, bodies were cremated here. In the early 19th century, epidemics killed thousands of people, and it became impossible to rely on cremation. The dogs and vultures took care of clearing the remains. The vulture statues are a reminder that everything is ephemeral and attachment to anything is futile. Along with religion came power and commerce, and with that came wealth. On the riverbank stands the ruined palace which was once the center of commerce, where a tax of 3% was imposed on goods. Built in the European style, it was soon to become a 5-star hotel. Across the ages, the river has always attracted people. Once traders, importers and adventurers, and now tourists. The Chao Phraya plays a vital role in the transportation of goods and people. The river connects with a large number of canals known as klong. This has earned Bangkok the nickname of the Venice of the Orient. To explore these canals is to explore how Thais lived in the past. People built houses on stilts or floating structures that no longer exist. Only nobles, prominent citizens and monks enjoyed the privilege of living on dry land. The locks are sometimes the scene of cheerful congestion. The boatmen all know each other, and this is a time for a chat, a joke, and a gossip. Even today, The waterways between the locks see floating fish and vegetable stalls gliding from door to door. The canals were the city's only streets, as Bangkok was built on marshland, and it was not until 1862 that the first genuine paved road was built. Riverboats race around the canals. Tens of thousands of passengers make their daily journey to work using this fast and cheap method of transport. Both narrow and wide, Bangkok's canals cover a total distance of 2,604 kilometers. Like most big Asian cities, Bangkok has an abundance of two-wheeled vehicles. They're cheaper and more mobile than cars, and even have their own designated ferries. The canal banks are also the ideal place for a stroll and are increasingly popular with tourists. Bangkok's traffic jams are among the world's most notorious. They may be brightened by the colorful taxis, but that doesn't mean that these are not one of the city's greatest problems. So solutions have had to be found. A high-level rail system has been developed. More recently, a quick and modern underground network has been created. The networks are constantly being extended to the point where the name of the terminus changes almost every month. A royal thoroughfare, the Chao Phraya is also the route by which the foreigners who contributed to the city's expansion arrived. Chinese settlers made their home in an undeveloped area, which is now one of the world's most vibrant Chinatowns. There's a huge gate at its entrance, emblazoned with the words Heaven and Earth. Yaowarat Road is the spinal column of the district. It was designed to limit the damage caused by fires. All around is a web of back streets where all manner of Chinese goods are on sale. Sea cucumbers, Peking duck, dried squid, medicinal powders. The Chinese assimilated, but held on to their religion and built temples in the style of the Guangdong region, where most of them came from. These became hubs of solidarity. They financed the country's development. They took on local-sounding patronyms and blended into the population. Nowadays, 80% of the nation's wealth and the lion's share of political power lies in the hands of ethnic Chinese. This explains why the country's first modern bank was built in this district in 1908. The 200-year-old Soheng Thai mansion is a testament to the longevity of the Chinese presence. Bangkok was still not born when a rich Chinese family from Ayutthaya built the mansion. The family's descendants still live here. The manor is composed of 4 houses and an internal courtyard. The style and ornamentation, made from teak and porcelain, are in the southern Chinese style. Bangkok's Chinatown is also a world-famous street art center, where young artists cut their teeth. Some of them now have their work exposed in international art galleries. Another group of traders and entrepreneurs settled in Siam in its infancy, the Indians. The Sri Maha Mariamman Hindu temple was built in 1860 by Tamil migrants fleeing the British occupation. At its entrance stands a 6-meter-tall tower, the Gopura. It's covered in countless statues of Hindu gods and goddesses, including familiar figures such as Ganesh, Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. An Indian community became established around the temple and prospered mainly from tailoring dresses, shirts, suits, and trousers. Some 100,000 people of Indian extraction now live here. In the 19th century, the Sikh members of the Indian community settled in the Pahura district. The Sikh temple Sri Guru Singh Sabha is the second biggest in the world outside India. Sikhs believe in a powerful and benevolent God, towards whom all other religions may lead, and that we move from one reincarnation to the next, according to the whims of karma. The temple houses the holy book, comprising the writings of the first Guru. Hinduism, Sikhism, Islam, and Christianity are all minority religions in Thailand, which is essentially Buddhist. Thais believe that religion should help rather than control people. This belief is in evidence here. The little sanctuary of Erawan could never call itself a temple. Standing on the corner of a busy crossroads, this humble shrine is dedicated to Brahma, a Hindu deity and creator god. This does not prevent it from being one of the most venerated shrines among the city's Buddhists. The shrine has had a rich and diverse history. It all began in 1956 when the construction work on a nearby hotel was beset by accidents. In a bid to ward off bad luck, an astrologer recommended that a shrine be built to honor local spirits. People pray that their child's exams may be successful, for a job, for the recovery of a sick loved one. All kinds of offerings are left. Elephant statues, even songs and dances which may find favor with the deity. Thai Buddhism is known as the first vehicle. It is less strict than Tibetan Buddhism. In Thailand, small altars to the spirits are installed before any building work can start. Their position is ordained by astrologers, and their advice takes precedence over the architects. The Thai have integrated a flavor of Hinduism to their Buddhism. Their cuisine, too, assimilates the best of other cultures. Their ingredients and cooking techniques come from all over the world, especially India and China. It's some of the world's finest street foods. Every stall, every handcart offers some of the country's finest delicacies. Some establishments have even achieved international recognition. Watana Panish, for one, sells a soup with a rich secret. Its beef stock is 45 years old. It's always cooking, except at night. The recipe, which has been handed down from one generation to the next, includes meat, noodles, coriander, star anise, cinnamon, garlic, and a blend of Chinese herbs and spices whose composition is a jealously guarded secret. 25 kilos of fresh meat are added to the stock each day. Street food is like manna for foodies. 73-year-old Je Phai, known as Auntie Phai, was awarded a Michelin star in its first Bangkok edition. Ever since, people have flocked here to watch her wielding her woks, her eyes covered by ski goggles to protect her from splashes. Auntie Phai's reputation comes at a cost. Her extra-large crab omelette costs almost 30 euros, making it the most expensive in the city. Food is an integral part of the Thai way of life, but is gradually disappearing into the fabric of modern life. It was summed up by the expression "mai pen rai," meaning "never mind, it doesn't matter." A visit to a traditional house provides a clearer insight into this way of life. This dwelling once belonged to a prime minister who was the great-grandson of King Rama II. The building is built from teak, which is decay-proof. It's made up of 5 century-old houses on stilts, surrounded by a garden and a lake. The banqueting hall features a stage that was formerly used by masked artists who performed the traditional form of theatre known as kon. Throughout the houses are private rooms, reading rooms, and music rooms. Some of them contain works of art, including gifts from foreign dignitaries like Deng Xiaoping or Mao Zedong. Some of these private residences belonging to noble families had their own landing stages on the canals. Bangkok is changing and modernizing so fast that one family decided to transform their house, built in 1937, into a museum which commemorates the Thai way of life during the Second World War and the mid-20th century. Everything seems to be frozen in time, as if the occupants had only just left. Such was life in the old days, when people lived in the shadow of the stilts. Bangkok is frequently subjected to the ravages of nature. Between July and November, the monsoon rains change the city's appearance. But the citizens will not be cowed. They adapt and survive, more vigorous than ever. Between them, the rain and the spread of air conditioning have given birth to a new kind of ecosystem, the Asian Shopping Centre. People go there in the summer to keep cool, and in the rainy season to keep dry. These gargantuan temples to consumerism have become ubiquitous. They're visited by millions and are a central element of the way of life in big Asian cities. Beneath the same roof there are shops, restaurants, bars, exclusive boutiques, department stores, as well as conference and exhibition centers. Not to mention ultra-modern cinemas, aquariums, tourist attractions, gyms, bowling alleys, swimming baths, and huge bookshops. You can buy luxury limousines and racing cars. It's from the high ground that one gets the best view of the city. It resembles nothing more than an austere, hard, and inhospitable world, carved from concrete and steel. Nonetheless, a green expanse can be seen in the distance, Lumpini Park. It was created soon after the First World War. It features a clock whose chimes regulate the watches of the city's people. And a red pavilion, a gift from China. But this is a small public space of a mere 58 hectares. Bangkok has 6 square meters of green space for each of its citizens, compared to London's 45 and Paris's 15. Lumpini may not be the biggest park in the city, but it is in the midst of the smart districts, like Central Park is in New York. People come here to exercise. To relax, or to admire the way nature has reclaimed its place where it was thought to have vanished. There are unexpected encounters too. Asian water monitors lounge upon the lawn and in the trees. They can be up to 3 meters long. These waters are where they spend most of their time, where they build their nests, and where they catch the fish, insects, baby birds and grasses that make up their diet. Monitors are timid creatures, enchanting visitors, and they are far from dangerous. At the heart of one of the world's largest cities, Lumpini Park offers the wild world a sort of refuge, which helps to remind the inhabitants that 200 years ago, their city was a jungle teeming with tigers and elephants. One of the tenets of Buddhism is a concern for every form of life. That is why the park's temples welcome creatures into their ponds and sanctuaries. Turtles in particular seem to flourish, but their presence attracts visitors as well as offerings. When gazing over Bangkok's urban landscape from above, the city's real green space appears in the distance, encircled by a bend in the river. Protected from urbanization by a governmental decree since the 1970s, it's a genuine slice of jungle within the capital. This is Bang Krachao, a once popular destination for Bangkok citizens. It's rich with mango, banana, coconut, pepper and papaya trees. This green oasis can only be reached by crossing the river. A small hotel has been built there. It's the tallest building in Bang Krachao. From its top terrace, one can gaze out across the treetops. The hotel was built using bamboo and wood from an environmentally responsible supplier. The restaurant does not serve meat, just organic vegetable and fish. Laundry is dried outside, food waste is composted, and it gets its energy from the sun and wind. Rainwater is collected, and the water in the swimming pool is filtered by plants. There's no air conditioning, and insects sometimes find their way into the rooms, a small price to pay for being this close to nature. Bangkok's tentacles cannot keep reaching out horizontally forever. In order to make room for its ever-growing population, the city has had to grow upwards, reaching for the clouds. Thus began a race for the skies. The 304-meter-tall Bayoke 2 tower, built in 1999, held the record for many years. It rests on 360 reinforced concrete pillars driven 50 meters into the ground. It lost its title in 2016 to a 314-meter-high colossus designed by a German architect. He pioneered a dystopic style of architecture, displaying the aesthetics of collapse. A fault seems to run through the building, which appears to be about to fall down. A pixelated spiral runs from top to bottom, multiplying the tower's balconies and terraces. As if to underline the feeling of vertigo this provokes, a walkway stretches out over the void. It has become one of Bangkok's most popular tourist attractions, and people come here from all over the world to experience its terror. The glass, which has been treated to make it the most transparent in the world, gives the visitor the impression of hovering above the city. The world looks different from up here. The people down below have adapted their lifestyle to the altitude at which they live, with swimming pools, heliports, children's play areas, sports fields and hanging gardens. All have had to conquer new territory. A new city has grown, and its feet will never touch the ground. At least 8.5 million citizens in the heart of the city and 15 in the greater conurbation live at the feet of these steel behemoths, across a surface area 15 times that of a city like Paris. They need transport, food and entertainment. The dizziness of the unknown augments the dizziness of the crowd. A new fashion has been born. People rush to get to the summit, sip a cocktail and contemplate from afar the Lilliputian towns they live in. A competition is underway to create the most Instagrammable rooftop, one that will end up in the glossy pages of fashionable magazines. They have become places where people can forget life down there. As the sun sets on this metropolis whose real name is City of Angels, it is easy to dream that the experts are wrong, that it will not sink at the whim of climate disturbance, and that it will last forever. Life is sweet here, and the night is enchanting.